Thought I'd take a moment to talk about the placement of the sawmill in relation to the house and kind of the workflow I've built around learning how to use a sawmill, because it's all about to change because the sawmill trailer showed up. And now that I figured out what I like here, what I don't like here, when I move the sawmill across the street closer to the woods, learn some of the things I need to change. First thing to talk about is placement, where it is. By the garage, by the house, next to the driveway, but not actually on the driveway. Where I walk is still on the driveway, but the saw is just off the driveway. That way the sawdust and all the organics end up in the grass, fertilize the grass, and I don't add too terribly much more organic to the driveway, so, reduce its turning green on me. It's fairly easy to back down a trailer to bring logs in. I've actually got 3 different groups of logs. One group, those pulled forwards, another group, and then that little one is the last one from a 3rd group that I've cut here. So yeah, trailer comes down. It's a little bit awkward, but it's not that bad. So that was kind of the thought here. It was close to the tools for assembly. I've got cameras on the garage to watch it, so that way it hopefully doesn't get stolen, or if it does, I know which vehicle came and got it. The placement works well for that regards. What I find is the center of work is right there, and you try to optimize for that spot. First, sitting on the ground. I've seen a lot of them sitting on the ground with logs, timbers, and that seems really unnecessary. I thought I'd try this, just setting it on boxes. This just doesn't work. No good. The metal slides on the blocks, and as you load logs, the whole thing shimmies and shifts this way, and as you use it, the whole thing shimmies and shifts this way, and every time I need to use it, I've got to grab the sawmill, the light end, put it back where it belongs, and then slide the saw down, and then grab the other side, put it back where it belongs. That's no good. So getting log bases and bolting it down, that you need to do that. I knew this was temporary, so that's why I came up with a temporary solution, but it's non-functional. Workflow. You end up with a lot of offcuts, and you end up with a lot of wood. I like putting the wood on sawhorses. The workflow is you cut it, and then the saw's down here, and you just basically just off to the side. I want to put a sawbuck here, so that way it's easy to cut the wood into firewood. A sawbuck is like where you got slots every 16 inches, and you can just cut your firewood right there. This, I got it on a log, so I don't have to bend all the way over, but it's short term. It's frustrating. You got to bend over, and it's no good. Getting it up high like this is really, really handy. I scrape the boards before I stack them, so that way they're clean and whatnot. I did have 2 sets of sawhorses. Actually, I had 3 sets, but 1 set's in the chicken coop. This set here I actually broke. If we look, I had too much weight on it, and they rolled over and they collapsed and they broke, which is frustrating. But having the wood here, so I can stage it, so I can cut a log, just stack the log. I don't have to bend over again. I can grab the pieces one by one, take my time to stack them, sticker them, scrape them so they're nice and clean. That works really well. The other thing I found that works really well is having a trailer right here. So if these offcuts are for the customer that he burns wood, so he wanted the wood. So I just don't want to touch things more than once. So it goes right into the trailer. He'll come grab my trailer, drop it off at his house, and bring the trailer back. And that works really well. It works so well that I'm thinking about actually building the sawbuck on a trailer That way I can just throw it right into the sawbuck. I drag everything to where I'm going to stack it for firewood. I cut it right there, I stack it right there, and I only ever have to touch the long offcuts once, and then I touch the short firewood once, and done. That's my goal. The wood getting stacked here kind of works. It's convenient from the sawhorses to here. I've got some, just open stacked. I don't have any plastic on that yet. This plastic doesn't work. It collects, pulls water. I'm gonna have to, worry about mosquitoes later on. Just keep ripping it off. This doesn't work. That's not enough. Just my shorts, my odds, whatever, they're just sitting there. That kind of works. I'm not overly ambitious about it, but some of the stuff does warp and bend because of it. I do have some shims, so that way when I put stuff down on 4x4s and to get everything perfectly flat, I may need to shim one way or another. That works. This works well, I think. It's a big piece of plastic, comes over to both sides. I've got it pinned on both sides. I'm actually holding it open because I have a thermometer in there, and you can see it says 50 degrees and 60% humidity. So it's open on this side. It does shed its weight every now and then, but then it's also open on this side, and it acts like a greenhouse. So if we look in here, we can see that it's reading 55 and 70%. But what we end up seeing is the wind coming off the field up the hill. It actually blows in there some, and it blows the humid air out. So this acts like a greenhouse, and it heats up, and I can see this end with the sun is 20-30 degrees warmer than the outside. But by the time it's come out to the other side, it's straight back down, and the humidity's doubled. So just trying to deal with workflows, optimizing workflows. Everything's centered around that point on the mill, and everything should just kind of radiate out to make things easy. So the logs come in, boards come out, offcuts come out. I think I might go trailer based for offcuts, and I'm even thinking for stacking the wood, so that way instead of the sawhorses, it goes on trailers, and that way I can clean them. I get them to a sunny spot. I can basically build greenhouses over them to try to speed up the drying inexpensively. So that's this workflow, this situation, and it's mostly good. Tools end up in there, so the cant hook and the winch. I've got the ramp kit. The ramp kit works really well for getting big logs onto the mill, even when it's on the ground. It works really well, and I can put the winch in, and it just winches up, and it's super slick. Log arch, I had the log dogs off of it because I needed to use that for pulling the trailer kit out of the semi truck. But here's this trailer kit I've got. This is the Bushlander trailer. It's not a street legal, it's just an off-road trailer, but that's exactly what I need for my itty-bitty, tiniest mill Woodland Mills makes. I did get the extension as well, so this is the extension kit. So that gives me 16 feet. The mill currently is good for 10 feet, but 16 feet with a trailer and now I'll be able to move the mill close to the logs, so that way I don't have to move the logs near as far, because it's a lot easier moving cut lumber in small batches than it is big logs. So this worked. I set this up knowing I needed to learn. I found things I liked that I thought I'm doing well. I found things that I really don't like setting it on concrete. That's no good. And it's all learning. And with a mobile mill, it's set it up, run it until you get irritated with something, tear it down, change it, pivot, iterate, make things better. Yeah, just try things and change things. That's the key, is fix the things that you find that are broken.